Today we're going to talk about search rope basics. This is a very basic class. It's an introduction and it's a foundation for us all to work from once we get issued the bags. So a quick summary of the equipment we'll use: a quick release bag, 200 feet of twisted nylon 5/16 inch with an ID tag at the tie-off end, snap hooks on each end. Distance knots are located every 25 feet. One knot is 25 feet, two knots 50 feet, three knots 75 feet, and so on. And directional knots are located on the tie-off side of the distance knots. The distance knots are about 4 inches apart. The tie-off knot is about 18 inches, again on the tie-off side. This is a picture of the bag. It should be noted that that small clip you see has been replaced with the largest snap hook. We use the largest snap hooks because they're easier to operate, and we have them on the tag lines as well, and they pass right over the rope and over the knots without snagging. Here's an example of the distance and the directional knots. If you notice on the lower rope, if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see 3 knots on the lower rope. Each knot represents 25 feet, so that's 75 feet on the rope. And 18 inches to the right of the 3 knots, you'll see another knot. That's the directional knot, and that leads to safety. This is where we'd use a search rope at large open spaces like an auditorium. We could also use it at big box stores, anything like that. And we can also use it wherever it may assist your search. There's no set in stone rules that tell us where we need to use it and where we don't. It's kind of up to the crew. If you think it can help you out, increase your confidence, and let you do a better search, then by all means go ahead and use it. And we would want to use it wherever a traditional right or left-hand pattern search wouldn't allow for us to do an effective search, such as an auditorium, a big box store, and places like that. And this is just a slide that depicts a good place to use a search rope. If you could imagine this, a small fire out in the middle of this space, maybe it got extinguished or held in place by the sprinklers, and we could have a cold smoke condition banked down to the floor. So there's really no other way for us to do a safe search here without using a search rope. And this is another angle showing the same room. And this slide's a little dark, but you can see a victim laid out in the middle of a wide open space. Again, imagine the smoke banked down to the floor, and this would be a great place to use a search rope. And maybe we'd use a pattern search or a fan pattern search at this point, or a sweep. We could do a sweep with the tag lines as well. And this slide shows the first bags. Let's say Tower 7's used up their entire search rope, and Engine 7's bag, Engine 7's crew comes to relieve the Tower 7 crew. They could clip onto the Tower 7's bag and continue to search from that point. Just keep air management in mind, because if we're 300-400 feet into an occupancy, we should certainly be thinking about our air supply. Procedure-wise, 3 members is ideal. If we had a 4th person, we could keep at the tie-off point. That could keep time for us, let us know how long we've been searching. That would be great. 3 members would be ideal, though. We can work with 3 members. The officer will have the bag and the thermal imaging camera. The 2 remaining members will have some sort of personal tool to assist their search. And we could either search off the rope as directed by the officer, or we could tether onto the rope and use our tether lines to expand our search that way. This slide depicts a good tie-off point. That metal pole next to the pallets would be good. It's outside of the IDLH. We may be tempted to tie inside, maybe 30 feet or so, 25 feet if it's clear. We may be able to tie off at that point, and it would give us another 25 feet of rope we could use to get into the space. But let's not do that. Let's always tie off outside, because that space that's clear now might not remain clear. And we don't want to come back to the to the safe point and then have another 25, 30 feet to go in zero visibility. So let's make sure we tie off outside on a good stationary object. This shows a tagline bag with the big snap hook on it. Again, that's the same snap hook that we have on the regular bags as well. The taglines will be about 20 feet, and this is how you attach. You just put that snap hook over the main search line, and you can move right along that main search line. These snap hooks pass right over the nuts, no problem. Procedure we're going to follow, we're always going to try to tie off at turns because we want whoever's coming in to relieve us to be able to come right to our location. If the rope moves a good amount and it goes over a space that we hadn't searched yet, there might be obstructions there, there may be hazards there. We don't want that. If we're calling for relief, we want the relief crews to be able to come right up to our location. So do our best to tie off at turns. Use a simple overhand knot. Make it a knot that's easy to tie, and therefore it'll be easy to untie in case we have to back out and start a search from another location. If we do have to back out, the technique we'll use is to wrap, as we're coming out, to wrap the rope around the outside of the search rope bag, kind of snug. And this way we can go back and then we can start another search. Obviously, we're not going to be able to repack the bag while we're leaving the IDLH. Another time we might want to tie off other than turns is when the search ends prior to completion. Let's say we didn't complete the search and we found a victim, or one of the members of the team's low air alarm sounded and we have to leave. We want to tie off that bag at that location. We want to call for relief, and as we're exiting, we want that relief crew coming up, and we can tell them that they can go right to where the bag is tied off, that everything was searched up to that point, and this way they can just pick up the search at that location. We want to keep the rope off the ground, out of water and debris as best we can. Try to keep it taut. This way the rope will be easier for us to find. Attach a second bag if necessary. We spoke about that earlier. And this is just an example of a way to tie off. And this is another way to tie off. Again, this is probably not the best way because we're probably using up about 10 feet of rope doing this. But if that's all we have, that's all we have. Duties of the team leader. He's going to utilize the camera to direct the search. He's going to carry the bag and he's going to advance. He's going to lead the search. Another duty of the team leader is to maintain contact with all the team members. Verbally, physically, all those ways that we were taught to maintain contact when working with SCBA. He has to keep that going. All the members of the team, especially the team leader, need to remain aware of the distance. As we go along the rope, as we pass 25 feet, 50 feet, 75 feet, we should communicate that to each other so we all know. This way, if we need to call for help, we can call out to the command post and say, look, we're in about 75 feet on the rope. This way the team coming in to relieve us can come right to our location. The team leader needs to maintain communications with his team as well as the command post, again, as necessary. Additional equipment, we spoke earlier, personal tools to assist in the search, portable radios, personal ropes such as the tag lines. Tag lines will be supplied with the rope bags when you get them. Additional rope bags, spare SCBA, especially if we're doing a RIT team operation. A hand light, and I hope we all have personal lights in our pocket as well as the box lights. Additional information, 100 feet of rope doesn't necessarily mean 100 feet of distance into the occupancy. It means we're at the 100-foot point on the rope. Example of this would be if we had to make a bunch of turns, we may only be 35 feet from the entry point, but we may be at the 100-foot point on the rope. We should periodically repack the bags. Maybe during the weekly inspection of the vehicle, somebody should take the rope bag off and feed the rope out, practice feeding the rope out, and then repack the bag. And we should always be pre-planning. It's always going to assist us in everything we do. And we should train often again. And that's everything we do. We need to always be training. We need to always be pre-planning. And we need to know the limitations of the thermal imaging camera. Like I said earlier, it's a mechanical device. It's subject to failure. So we need to be using all those original techniques that we were taught as far as the proper search goes. And we need to keep air management in mind earlier as well. A little more additional info. The officer should always be the first one in, and he should be the last one out. Always keep the rope in your left hand, and the next slide will illustrate that. Keep the rope in your left hand, as I said earlier, is a good practice, mainly for egress and entry, so that we can pass a relieving crew. Again, when we're doing the initial search, I do want people on both sides of the rope fanning out and covering a larger area. Actually, you know what? We can do it over here. So we're not going to show them.
25 feet. $50 Directional knots this way, exits that way.
$25. 25, 50 feet, directional knot that way. I got 2 short knots, 50 feet, directional knot heading this way.
Victim left-hand search. We're approximately 20 feet in from the 25 foot drop, so about 45 feet. Victim! Found a victim!
Go ahead and say that.
Hold on, Chris. Coming off rope. Going left. Back on rope. We're approximately 30 feet. You can do a left-hand search. Take them straight ahead. Alright, left-hand search. Getting closer. Closer. I'm still here. Still here. Should be on him.
Found the victim. Found the victim.
Victim found. Feet. Victim on your left hand side. The tag on him. Go in approximately 15 feet.
Tagging in.
Straight ahead. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. Go straight. Go straight. To your right. To your right. To your right. Victim. Got a victim. Looks like it's behind the pallet. Tag in. Do a left-hand search. I'll guide you. We're approximately 27 feet in. Alan is probably 15 feet in front of you. To the right. Straight ahead. There's going to be a pallet of some sort in front of you.
Victim, victim.
We got your victim. Victim located. Hey guys.
Hold on. Put the gloves on.
Tagged in at the gas line. Right behind, right in front of you. Hold on.
Alright. We going on?
Yep.
Left? You on left or right?
On left.
Alright, I'm going.
Left hand start. Go to the right, line off. Along to the right.
I'm still on the same side of the rope as all you. You got
corner, we're making a right-hand turn.
Tie it off on the corner, making a right-hand turn.
Okay. 25 feet.
Go ahead.
Now wait a minute. We're at 50 feet. The direction is to the left. Yep.
Alan, you good?
Hold on, I'm just thinking about the move.
Go off,
Okay.
Alan, you good? Alan, good.
Come on in.
Okay?
I'll tell you what.
What's up?
I want you to tag in. Tag in. What you do a left. What you go to your left.
Alright.
Straight forward. Either the victim possibly down on the ground. Which way there we go. I'm gonna direct you.
Alright, I'm on.
Alright.
I'm going to my left.
Going to your left.
Alright.
Straight forward. Now go to the left a little bit.
What's that?
Go to the left a little. Straight.
What's that? Straight?
Straight. 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 Keep going straight.
Straight?
Straight. Keep going straight.
25 feet.
Straight. To your right.
Going right.
Straight ahead.
Straight.
Straight ahead.
Straight.
To your left.
Keep left.
Keep going. Straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. What you got to do?
Straight ahead.
Right to your right.
To your right. Alright, I'm at a tag line.
Alright. To your right a little.
To my right a little.
Off tag line. What is that?
I'm at a tag.
That's not your victim?
No.
Alright, come back.
What's that?
Come back. Straight back. Follow your tag line back.
Take my tag line back.
Yep, follow your tag line back.
Alright.
Hold the line. Hold.
Yeah.
Keep coming.
I'm coming.
Alright, come on straight. Keep coming straight. Follow your line. Follow your line. Alright, move. Keep coming. You can come to me a little faster. Keep coming.
I know, I'm just trying to keep this taut so I don't lose it.
Oh, where do you go? Hold this cup there.
Well,
Hold the tag on top. Alright, good job.
Just untag and rotate behind me.
What's that?
Untag the thing and rotate behind me so you can get a break.
Alright.
You ready?
No.
Done?
Not on mine.
You want the line?
No.
Here. My hand's got mine.
Got it.
You ready? Ready?
Yep. Hold on. I got it.
Stay right here.
I'm staying right there.
Directional up, right there. Left is directed. We're at 75 feet. Stand 75 feet. Stand by. At 75 feet. Start. So go to your left, you're off tag right. We stop at 75 feet.
Left hand or right hand?
Alright, go straight ahead.
All right, stop. Again, come on, Alan, back up. Just when you send them down, remember what I said about the camera. You want them on the right or left hand side. Just
To your right. Straight there. Straight ahead.
Chris,
You got something?
no, you need to speak up.
Straight ahead. To your right.
Huh?
To your right.
I got a victim.
Okay, got a victim. 75 feet in.